Welcome back everyone to another video, and today we're talking about Nico Collins and the Texans offense and just how good they currently are right now, especially Nico Collins. Just to jump right into it, so just from the thumbnail, I have kind of like top 5 wide receiver. Now, I'm not saying he is a top 5 wide receiver. I'm not saying he currently has solidified himself as one. Has he been playing like one this year? I would argue definitely yes. But some of the bigger names we're used to, like Tyreek Hill, isn't really up there because of his quarterback getting hurt. So yeah, maybe it's a little skewed. But the point of this video, though, or at least I'm hoping I can try and get across just how good Nico Collins has been. And just the Texans offense, I think it's really hitting those strides now that people really thought they would after, getting Stephon Diggs this offseason. Stroud going into year 2, Tank Dell back and healthy. It's a really, really good offense. It's a really good team, and I'm excited to see what they do for the rest of the season. But I do want to talk about Nico Collins a lot this video. Now, before we get into it, if you guys go on to enjoy today's video, be sure to subscribe down below. It is free and takes just a second. I would really appreciate that. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So for today's video, though, let's start with Nico Collins. Now, as you guys can see up there, he is tied for third with receptions in the NFL. He is first in receiving yards. He's off to a really good start. Unfortunately, he did get hurt in Sunday's game, and he is currently questionable. I believe it's week to week, so I'm hoping this video doesn't age horribly and I jinx him. He's out for like 5 weeks. I really hope that's not the case because he's playing such good football right now. But I do want to say that back in the offseason when when the Texans first got Stephon Diggs from the Bills, I think a lot of it was seen, not a lot maybe, but I think there was definitely this narrative that now you could put Stephon Diggs in there, who's the wide receiver 1, and you have Nico Collins. And at least, me personally, I said throughout the offseason, I really felt like Stephon Diggs, while yes, it's a great addition, he would have a good season, I really felt like it was only going to make life easier for Nico Collins because the addition of Stephon Diggs, in my mind, was at least going to help free up Nico Collins. It was going to make the defense have to stay honest, basically. You couldn't just throw everybody on Nico Collins because then Diggs could burn you, or then Tank Dell could burn you. It's kind of similar, or at least I imagined it being similar to how the Bengals kind of, their offense kind of is with, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You can't just put everybody on Higgins because then Chase is open. You can't do everybody on Chase because then Higgins is open. I kind of felt like it would be a similar situation to where defenses are going to have a lot of trouble trying to slow down a wide receiver duo like this. And so far, the only defense to slow down this wide receiver duo was the Vikings, and they're arguably one of the best teams in the NFL right now, with one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. But let's get into this first game of the year. Nico Collins, 117 yards, no touchdowns, 6 receptions on 8 targets. Great opening game. They barely won that one there in Indianapolis. There in Chicago, 10 targets, 8 receptions, another 135 yards and a touchdown in that one. Minnesota, then again, he got kind of shut down, but still got 86 yards, which is pretty good on that Vikings defense. They have really slowed down everyone they've played against, so that is honestly a pretty good game from Nico Collins. Against Jacksonville, 151 yards on 12 receptions for another touchdown. And then yesterday, even though he got hurt on 2 targets, he had 2 receptions for 78 yards and 1 touchdown. His longest being a 67-yard receiving touchdown. So, also, just those out there, I'm not sure what play he got hurt on. I'm not sure if it was that touchdown or just something happened to happen along the way. I'm not really sure the specific play he injured his hamstring on. So if it was that big touchdown, that, kind of sucks. But, it sucks regardless, but, kind of bittersweet, I guess, to have the biggest touchdown of his season so far, and then he gets hurt on it. So, again, not totally sure where the injury happened. But, again, looking at this, though, this is kind of how I imagined this season would start for Nico Collins. Yes, when more tape gets out there, maybe teams can slow him down. But the thing is even before Stroud got there, Nico Collins has shown that he can be a very good receiver, especially after the catch. But before Stroud was there, the Texans were so bad, no one cared. No one paid attention to him. It didn't really matter. But then when you draft Stroud and you get DeMeco Ryans in, it seems like this entire culture shift from what happened last year. And it was all the difference. Nico Collins went off his best career year, and now this year it seems like he's just going to continue building on that, and I hope he comes back healthy. But what he's doing right now, though, is what I imagined. I think this group of Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins, I think it does make Nico Collins' life easier because it does keep the defense honest. And you have to, it's very tough to play the Texans efficiently. And when they have Joe Mixon back, they'll have that asset in their running game as well and their receiving game. Joe Mixon's honestly really good when it comes to getting all-purpose yards, and he was having a good year up until he got hurt. So again, this Texans offense is just so good. There's so many guys. It's very, very tough to slow them down. But Nico Collins especially, amazing wide receiver 1 for them. I would love to see him continue to build off this, which I think he will as the season goes on. His connection with Stroud, at least in my opinion, is one of the strongest in the NFL when he's healthy, obviously. And so I did want to look at this again as far as like the whole offense. CJ Stroud right now, 1,385 yards, 7 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Rushing wise, Joe Mixon had 184 yards in those 2 games. Cam Akers now has taken over 148 yards in 4 games. So again, decent running game, but once Mixon gets back, I think it's just going to be even better. But receiving-wise, Nico Collins, 567, 3 touchdowns, leads the NFL with yards. Stephon Diggs, 315 and 2 touchdowns. You have Tank Dell down there with 137, and then you also have, I can't even say his name, but you have Dare at 155 and 1 touchdown. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce it. I don't want to just butcher his name, so I'm just not even going to bother. But again, and then even Dalton Schultz, 116. The passing distribution is truly just amazing. It's what I think everyone kind of expected from the Texans this year because of what Stroud showed in that first year. He was able to just play super, super smart football. He didn't turn the ball over very much. He read the field very well. He wasn't afraid to push the ball deep, but he didn't force it too often. It was just such a fundamentally sound year from a rookie quarterback that was taken second behind Bryce Young, which doesn't look very good right now. But then when you pair it with guys like a crazy playmaker like Tank Dell and Nico Collins that can do a little bit of everything, and he's very, very good after the catch, and then Stephon Diggs, who's proven to be a wide receiver 1 caliber player for pretty much his entire career, this is one of the teams that I am the most confident in the entire AFC. You have the Chiefs there, undefeated. Mahomes losing his weapons to injuries right now, unfortunately. Will that matter? Who knows, because Mahomes just finds a way somehow. But seriously, with the Chiefs and the Texans, that's kind of my top 2 in the AFC right now. The Ravens are playing good football as well, but they've been a little inconsistent. Played great against Dallas, then kind of lost that lead in the end. And then against Cincinnati, the Bengals are better than their record for sure, but I was definitely expecting them to play better than what they did. Got the win, though. It's all that matters at the end of the day. But again, the Texans, I really think, are the team that I am the most confident in, next to Patrick Mahomes, of course. So how far this team go this year, I don't know. But in my opinion, I think they are going to go further than last year. I'm hoping Nico Collins can come back and be healthy because I'm excited to see what he does with an entire season under his belt, especially at the pace that he's at right now. Again, I know it's bad timing to talk about this right after he got hurt, but I didn't want to have to wait until he gets healthy because I was afraid that other things would happen in between where I do videos on those and then forget about this. I think this is something that absolutely has to be talked about because Stroud's in his 2nd year. Nico Collins is in his 3rd year, 4th year. I mean, these are young players that are connecting, with one of the best connections in the NFL right now. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I think this is every bit of what people expected this year for the Texans. I'm hoping everyone stays healthy. I'm super excited to see what happens with this, but I just want to make this video talk about Nico Collins there pretty briefly. Nothing too in-depth, but again, just kind of reacting to what we've seen so far. It's a great start to the year. I hope they can continue with it. Hopefully, Nico Collins only misses a week or 2 and nothing too substantial. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know down below who your favorite team is, how they're doing, or what you guys think of the Texans. Leave a like, subscribe. I would appreciate all that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.